Success is actually pulling yourself out of the digital noise and redefining some things, like understanding yourself a bit more aside from what is popular on social media.
Let's talk about the marketing. Let's talk about these things. How can I reduce the cost and increase my profits? How can I gain more customers? So then we start from there, right? So I'm breaking down these goals. So at the end of the day, I've come to a fact where, okay, so maybe I have to be very, very consistent with posting on social media. I have to be working with influencers. I have to be running my ads. Maybe on my ads account, I have to like be spending like 100,000 naira per day, right? So these are the things that I can work with. So that is success for me.
I've always been that person who, like, I don't like to be idle. I always like to have something doing. Hi everyone, my name is Joy Abia and you're welcome to the Femme Space. This is a show powered by U Network, and it is curated to bring you all the real stories, authentic stories, fun stories about the African woman and everything in between. And today I have Karena Ololo with me. Please, Karina, can you introduce yourself?
All right, hello everyone. I'm Karena Ololo, the founder of Karena Network, the community of women who are very, very psyched about self-development, basically.
Amazing. Thank you, Karina. So, Karina, the last time we met, I think that was like how many years ago? Like 3 years. 3 years ago.
Yes, 3.
And we reconnected after such a long time. And the one thing that keeps drawing me to you is the poise, we actually almost do the same thing with like Karena Network and the Soft Society. And I love that about you, right? And today we're just going to be discussing since then and up till now, what really the changes that we have both had in our lives, the wins, successes, especially this year, 2025. And we just want to give, the women listening, a space, like they should see that. Like I said, drawing from a viral video that I saw from one of the popular creators that I follow, she was talking about her wins in one of her wins that actually paid, he actually did something to me. She said she forgave her dad after such a long time. And as well as she said, okay, I bought a car, I traveled. And for me, it was just significant that could actually be a win in this day and age, in this time, because a lot of things could be holding women back, in terms of doing life purposefully. So, but, I just want us to talk about that. The first thing I want, you can share with me or share with everyone here, based on your goals for this year, how far have you come? And what's it like?
So, I'm not one to start the year with 10 resolutions, okay? No. So at the beginning of this year, one of my goals was to learn how to swim. Okay?
Yeah, she has done that.
Exactly. So that was one of my major goals. And I had some, professional goals as well. But one of them that I told myself that I had to do, I had to. Okay? One was financial. I told myself I was going to start, investing in the stock market. Right? What's all these jargons that everybody's always like, I just bought the stock.
And I saw you did, but you did a thing for your community around investing this year, did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Also taxes as well.
Okay.
The recent one was about the whole new tax reform.
Okay.
So that was one of them. So I had 2 top goals. When I started the year 2025, I just started with 2 goals, right? I don't stress myself. I don't do that. So I just told myself that I was going to learn how to swim, and I was also going to learn more about the stock market.
Okay. Those were your 2 main goals for the year?
Those were my first top goals for the year. So as the year started to unfold, you start to learn more things about yourself, and things start to change. You begin to, add new things to the list.
Okay.
And that was it for me.
Okay.
And lots of them were also more of inner worldly goals, like the lady that said, she forgave her father after how many years, things like that.
Okay, so what would you consider your main win for the year?
Okay, so my main win for the year is knowledge based. It's more like I came to the fact that I'm tapping out of the whole goal oriented,
Life.
menace.
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to tell us more.
So I'm embracing a more experience-oriented life. Right? Because I've come to realize that a lot of the time when I tell myself, oh, I'm gonna get this goal, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, right? And sometimes I don't get that goal, I don't hit that goal. And because I'm so oriented, I'm so all up in my head, I forget the fact that I have experienced a whole new life. I have met different people that, have that have benefited from even in other aspects aside that goal. So I'm very, very experience oriented.
I love it.
Being goal oriented is not bad, right? But I'm beginning to understand that there's really nothing like failure. There is nothing like success and failure. It doesn't have to be two polar opposites, right? There is a middle, and I stand in that middle, and that is being experience oriented.
I love it. I mean, for me, the beginning of this year, in fact, it actually started from like the beginning of like the ending of last year. I was like, I'm not doing goals. Like, I'm not setting any goals. Exactly. I am just I'm going to be like, that was actually my main goal for the year. And at the end of 2025, I can say that
the goals you want would follow through.
Yeah.
Right? When you just be.
Yeah. Like, I really enjoy 2025. 2025 has been like the best year yet for me because I didn't set any goals. I was just like, let my, being just carry me through and just, I'll be with God. I'm experiencing life with God. And then it just, and I just find myself doing many things. I started tennis this year and I'm like so good. Like, well, I won't say so good, but like I've been very consistent, like just because it's fun for me. So I think we're just going to talk about that. Since we're entering 2026, let's help the young ladies understand what really goal setting is about. Like this, what they need to do, how I need to start my year. I think there's been a lot of pressure, and I think I've been there too for so many years. Like, let's set this goal, action list. What are you doing? Q1, Q3. Treat yourself like a company.
And they have to be up to 10.
Yeah.
Okay? So it can't be 1. That means you're not a serious person.
It has
to be up to 10
goals.
Yes.
Yes, I've actually fallen into that trap. I've been there for so many times, and I use productivity tools a lot. So I'm just like, okay, how does this work into my goal? Like, it's overthinking. So, but like, what would you have to say about personal? I think you've already said it, right? But to someone, a lady out there who's just like, what's coming for 2026? I don't know. How would you advise them to go about it?
It's time, right? So a lot of the times, right, because of how the bombarding, of social media, people think that, January 2026, you have to know exactly how you want the year to end, right? And it's not realistic.
No.
Right? It's not realistic. I think for me, you honestly have to really know yourself, be in tune with yourself. I talk about that a lot. Because a lot of the times, this viral trend where people are poking cake, things into cakes. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm Karina and I drove a car this year.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Those kind of things, right? So people think that they have to curate their year to look like that. Right? So like, for instance, the lady who said, I forgave my father. All right? Or me, it could be me. It could be, like I said, I am now being experience oriented. It doesn't look good to the outside world. And it doesn't have to look good.
No.
And so a lot of people set goals because they want it to look good. They want it to be able to fit perfectly into a vision board so that at the end of the day, they can be like, I did this and look at this. I did this and look at this. Now, am I saying that you should be lazy and you should be nonchalant about your life? Definitely not. But I feel that a lot of times women, we really need to relax.
Calm down. Yeah.
Right? Lately, I have been reading I've been reading about, French women a lot.
Okay.
And I've also been indulging in a lot of French women with their literature. Right? And one thing that is prominent is that they let themselves be. Right? And it's just very,
and you just see it in the way they carry themselves.
Exactly. And that's the reason why they would always be the most sexiest, beautiful, to the Americas, to the Western world, right? So because of the let go of societal pressures, right? And I think even in certain goals, I think a lot of women are really trapped even with societal pressures.
Yeah.
They wanted to look aesthetically pleasing. I mean, you're like, oh, you're in your 30s, your goals must look like this. No, your goals can just be that, oh, I want to learn how to play tennis. I want to learn how to swim because I feel that I'm going to, travel the world, and I don't want to be, in a place where exactly I want to be things where it's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is just it. Take your time, be in tune with yourself, know yourself. What do you really want? Then I think we can start from there.
Amazing. Thank you, Karina. So I think it's almost as if we've touched like most of the the points that we want to, but I'll still go over it again. So like redefining success. Now it's still the same thing. Like I said, I think for me, so I'm going to highlight my personal wins. I'll call like a success for me this year. The first one I would say is actually gaining self-confidence, because you actually think it's so crazy, because you may actually think at some stage in your life you've had the most confidence, but you grow and then you realize I've not been shameless enough. I've not done some things as much as I really want to. And then you just grow into this new level of confidence and you're taking on things like with a different, should I say, from a different form of rest. I think that has also been that for me, because I've always been that person who, like, I don't like to be idle. I always like to have something doing. And coming from that place, so 2025, I was like, you know what? I'm not setting any goals. I'm not going to be doing anything. And I think I even put my Instagram, like I just went offline totally. I was like, what would my life be like if I wasn't even on social media? Let me think about that for myself. And I did that, I think, for like the first 6-7 months or 8 months of this year. Like it was perfect. Like I felt at peace, and I was like, okay, I know myself. I know what to do. I know how to go do stuff going forward. And I think that is success in this day and age. Like success is actually pulling yourself out of the digital, noise, and redefining some things, like understanding yourself a bit more aside from what is popular on social media, right? So let's tell us what would, how, aside from money and should I say, money, actually, because most of the goals that we have been saying people set is like, oh my God, there was this year, I remember I put on my vision board, I was like, $250,000 this year, and I nearly killed myself that year, honestly, because just to make that money. But now I just see that success is a lot different. Tell us about that. What do you think?
All right, so it's very simple for me. Success to me is just doing what I tell myself I'm going to do. Simple, right? So I don't. So basically, like now, I'm not going to say, oh, I want to gain $250,000. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to break that in points, right? So what do I have to do to get this? So I have to my business has to give me this. How is my business going to possibly give me this? Okay, so let's talk about the marketing. Let's talk about these things. How can I reduce the cost and increase my profits? How can I gain more customers? So then we start from there, right? So I'm breaking down these goals. So at the end of the day, I've come to a fact where, okay, so maybe I have to be very, very consistent with posting on social media. I have to be working with influencers. I have to be running my ads. Maybe on my ads account, I have to be spending 100,000 naira per day, right? So these are the things that I can work with. So that is success for me. Doing what I tell myself I'm going to do after I've broken that major goal into
it's
it's simple.
Amazing. Thank you, Karina. So okay, so in terms of, now let's talk about, like I just said, let's talk about business, right? Or let's talk about business. I know you run a bakery shop. How's that going? How's that this year? Because I know you're running. Wait, Karina didn't actually even give us all of her. Karina is a loaded woman. Please, you have Pull Her Network. She's a community leader. She also has a business. She's also doing YouTube. Girl, tell us how you're balancing everything and how that has been this year.
I'm just having fun. That's very paramount for me, right? I have to enjoy myself. right? If I'm not, I don't do things if I'm not going to enjoy myself. I don't spend time with people if I'm not going to enjoy myself. It's really just that. So with my business, I'm having fun. I'm being very experience oriented, right? Although I have goals, but I'm learning, right? I'm learning, and it's very beautiful because I've met so many people, even with my community. So I went together and beauty supplies the other day, and somebody was like, "Oh, I know you," and I'm like, "Okay, tell me from where?" And she was like, "Oh, I knew definitely because it's not like I'm not really an outside person, so I knew that definitely it was." And she was like, "Oh, who her?" And it just warmed my heart that wow, so there are people in this big world who are part of what I am doing, right? Who say that, oh, I want to be a part of this, and that is very validating, right? I don't think validation is a bad word, by the way.
No, it's not.
That, right? No. So I know people will be like, oh, no, validation is not a bad word,
no,
right?
Not.
So sometimes we just need that little ego boost, you know, to just tap us on our back to let us know that yes, we're doing something well. And with my business, just having fun as well. Just really having fun, meeting people, selling, pleasing people. It's like I have climbed into like a rat hole and I just keep going. Like it's very interesting. That's my life.
I love that. Thank you so much. I mean, okay, also for me, I think I'm also at the same place, almost doing everything. I'm doing YouTube, doing a business. I started a business. I mean, I've always done businesses. I've done like quite a number of businesses in the past. Like I said in the last episode, I've done a couple of businesses. But this year, I said, what would it be like doing something that I love? Not that I didn't love doing those other businesses. I love offering services. I love making people feel, you know, part of a luxurious experience. Honestly, that's what I love doing. And I started a business this year and I was just like, okay, let's just, you know, it was from that place of rest, that place of I'm not on social media, I'm just trying things, like seeing what works, and you know, just started something. And I was like, okay, like, and people are like, oh, Joy, how long? Like, Joy, finally, you're finally doing this because you've been saying it. And in my mind, I'm like, I've been saying it. Like, I did not know how much I said I was going to do, you know, this particular business until I started, and I actually really love it at the end of the year. And I'm like, my steps, like everything, it doesn't feel like stress to me, you know, doing business from, like, I feel like every lady should know that now. Like, let's pull ourselves out of like trying to just like, I feel like you can talk a lot about that when it comes to actually doing business as a woman, especially in the coming year. If you're trying to set your goals, don't do it in a way that you just want to hustle like I don't want to use this word, but just hustle so much that you're not enjoying yourself and putting your heart into what you love doing and actually servicing people, because at the end of the day it's a service, right? So yeah, like I think you should a little bit on that, like hustle for a woman doing business, you know, and especially for the coming year.
Yeah, so now hustle is not a bad word.
Yeah.
You know, the economy we live in, it's something that some people have to do, right? And I do not want to ever disregard that I am privileged, right? So, right, some people are not. So, you know, they cannot always work from that place of rest, right? So they cannot always work from that place of, oh, I want to scale, because scaling takes time. Running a business takes time, right? Hitting that profit margin you want to reach takes time, takes help, right? So it's not a bad word, it's really not, but I think strategy, you really need to be very smart and strategic, you know, when you want to scale up anything that you're doing. So be it a business, be it a community, be it your YouTube, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, what I'm just going to say to end this is that consistency would always beat whatever it is you want to do. A lot of people are not consistent because it's hard.
Yes.
Running a business, if I'm doing anything, it's hard. Doing your YouTube, starting a podcast, it's hard. I'm not even going to lie. You know, getting up every morning, getting dressed, setting up your camera, you know, and, you know, talking your truth, it's hard. But at the end of the day, consistency would always beat whatever aesthetics is out there, whatever money that anybody has out there. Just stay consistent. And with consistency, growth is inevitable. That's just it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Karina.
Yeah.
So one of the final things we're going to talk about is let's redefine like what womanhood is like right now. What really defines it. I mean, being a woman is, we know we're a different gender in terms of like genetics, different from a male, like from the man, right? But then in terms of all that we've been through let's also mention economic realities too, especially in Nigeria. That's a lot of things have, should I say, affected, let me put in quotes, softness and, that ability to be and just like have fun doing life, So what would you say it is like navigating womanhood right now in this time and age, this generation?
Alright, so well this is a very good question, right? And I don't even know where to start from because I can start from anywhere. Right, but one thing you said something about the economy, and just the world in general would always try to beat out that feminine softness, that womanliness from you, right? I remember I saw this skit where the skit maker was saying something like, "Oh, engineering ladies are very basically he portrayed engineering ladies as very rough, very
Yeah, I remember when you made a post about that.
Yes, exactly, right? So I dropped a comment and I was like, oh, what it is. How did I put it? I'm like, oh, my lady instead. You can be all that and you can still be as ravishing as you want to be, right? Why would I want to be a man? I studied petroleum and gas engineering, right? So there's always that stereotype. So when I go out with people and they're like, oh, what are you studying? I'm like, okay, take a guess. And they're like, oh, mass comm. Because, mass comm girlies are very feminine, they're very dressed up and all.
Yeah.
And that's how I always portray myself. And I told him, no, I'm studying petroleum and gas engineering. And he was like, whoa. And it wasn't new because, I get it a lot. And he was like, oh, how is it like? And I'm like, one thing that I'm always going to do and I'm always going to always strive for is that every day I make a choice, right? It's very easy for you to get swamped into that, that part where you also want to prove yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because, there's also the stereotype about women who take care of themselves, they're not serious with life.
Really?
Yeah, there's this stereotype that women who take care of themselves externally, right? So they get up in the morning, they take care of their skin, they're doing their makeup. There's this stereotype that
you're not serious. You don't. You don't
so
know
pretty
much.
privilege would always serve you. So just go and rest.
Ooh.
So it's that stereotype, and I'm like, well, I could be this or I could be that, and I would always choose being a woman.
It's a choice.
That's just me. So being a woman in today's world is discipline, right? You have to be very, very strong-headed and dog-headed about what you want to be and the person you just want to be, right? Like I was saying on my lounge the other time, that's my community. I was saying that, to live a life of beauty is to live a life of discipline, right? Every day you have to really wake up in the morning and ask yourself, how do I want the world to perceive me
today? How
do I want to show up in this world, right? And it's just from there. So let me just stretch this a little bit.
Sure.
So this year, one thing I also learned is to tune into my very sensual and womanly side. So at the beginning of this year, I was very stressed out. I was just stressed out. I just, things that I used to like, I didn't understand why I wasn't loving them anymore, right? So, and it took a place of rest, and a very strong decision to go back to that place, right? So I'm the lady, I love makeup. I love bright lips. When my mom saw me today, she was like, Karina, isn't that a bit too much? And I'm like, but I love it.
Yeah.
But I like it. I love how I feel. And also my hair, this is my hair, by the way.
I love it.
Yeah, somebody yesterday, when I went to do my facials yesterday, the person was like, oh, take off your wig. I'm like,
no.
it's my hair. So these are the things that I like. And people be like, oh, it's December, you can't do braids, for dirty December, you have to have your frontal installed.
Interesting.
And I'm like, oh, and there is me who wants to go and set her hair. Like, I want those rollers in my hair. Like, you get that is what I'm doing for dirty December. Okay.
I love it.
So that is just me, right? Being a woman in this world is just really being me. And I am me because I know myself, right? So there's this organic appeal, right? With self-confidence and with self-realization when you know yourself, right? So nobody can say, oh, you are hairy. And I'm like,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm not trying to fight you. I'm like, yeah. It's just that, we have been brainwashed to see a particular type of confidence, a particular type of beauty in a particular way. Right? So when somebody is really holding in a tree, they're like, I'm just really living,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Karina. That's about it on this episode. I feel like we have really everything. You should go back and listen. Everything that we have said here, especially Karina. Like I said, one thing I love about Karina is just how she has fun doing all the things that she does. And I think it inspires me a lot. And sometimes the other day someone asked me, Joy, you have so much going on. And those are the kind of things that used to give me anxiety before, because I know I like to do a lot of things. So this year, when I actually decided that I was going to double down and actually see, I know I love to do a lot of things, but where am I doing it? From what place am I doing it? And after even taking some time, I came back outside and I was like, okay, I'm ready to start doing all of these things. But this time I know that I'm doing it from a more restful place. So when someone asked me recently, because now I have my business, I have YouTube, I have, my community, then I have like other duties that I'm, up to. And someone would just randomly was like, Joy, are you okay? You look like you have so much going on. That almost gave me anxiety. But then I paused and I was like, I'm having fun. I'm doing everything that I want to do. I'm having fun doing it. So I feel like this is for the woman who knows that there's so much more for you, and you just don't know how to navigate it. The first thing you need to understand is, am I doing, do I even love myself? And do I know do I love myself, and am I doing all of these things from a place of rest and fun? If if your answer to that question is not really, sitting right with you, you may just need to take a step back and do the things that you need to do. Love upon yourself again and find out what you love all over again. It's okay if you have the time. I know that some people are not privileged to have that amount of time to say, I want to sit back and take some rest. But I pray that in some shape or form, you find that peace, you find that rest, and you come out as a better version of yourself in the year 2026. So Karina, to conclude this episode, what would you like to say to any young lady watching you, and, as someone at Pull Her Network that's probably watching too?
Okay, so what I would say is, release yourself from the shackles of societal pressures. That is the only way you can have that appeal that a lot of people are paying coaches for. They don't teach you these things. It's something you have to go into your private room and sit with yourself.
Yeah.
What do I like? And you can tell when a woman has released herself from societal pressures. How ravishing, how beautiful. Right? So that is just it for me. And these things just pour into everything. Your business, your corporate life, even how you look.
Yeah.
Right? How you look. So just be you.
And have fun.
Just have fun. Do things for you, not for the validation of others. Okay, a little bit of validation can be good, from people who matter.
Yes,
right?
That is.
But really just do things for you. Like, I have a blog where I write. It's a private blog. I don't post it. But the thing is, one thing, I love to read. So as I read, I make sure I write, at the same rate. So I love to write. So I just go to my blog and I really just write. Right? The people who are liking my things are like, white girls from countries I don't even know their names or something like that. So I just write in my blog just for the fun of it. It's just how I keep my creative juices flowing. So what is that for you? Right? A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's true. Do one thing you love just for the fun of it, to just keep your femininity going, you know?
That's right.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode on the Femme Space. If you want to share your story with us and you feel like there is something you want to tell other women out there, please reach out to us. You know, you can leave a comment, reach out to us on U Network social media platforms, and I will personally reach out to you and we would bring you on the space if we see your story and we know that you're a perfect fit. So to conclude this episode, thank you so much for watching the Femme Space. I am Joy Abia and I remain your host. Thank you.